Okay, so this is the second video of the SpongeBob SquarePants phenotype genotype worksheet. So we're on to question number 3. Hold on just a second. Let me get my... All right, so we're on to question 3. So it says for each phenotype, give the genotype that are possible. Now remember, tall head is just what you're going to see on the outside, but it's not the genotype. The genotype was the lettering. So if we were to see a tall head, then we would have to, let me do it this way. What would we have to see? Well, we'd have to see a capital T and a capital T, or we'd have to see a capital T and a little t. But if it was a short head, then what would we have to see there? Well, we would have to see, because it's short, remember it's recessive, so it's going to be a little t, little t. You can do the same thing on the pink body color. Now let's come down to number 4. SpongeBob SquarePants recently met Sponge Susie Roundpants at a dance. SpongeBob is heterozygous, okay, for his square shape, but Sponge Susie is round. Create a Punnett square to show the possibilities that would result if SpongeBob and Sponge Susie had children. Hint, read question number 2. But let's do this. So we're going to do this. I'm going to pull this over here. And well, if SpongeBob SquarePants is, if he is, let's see, what was it? Square shape. So that would be, but it says right here that he's heterozygous for a square shape. So then that means SpongeBob's going to get a S here. An S here, and then I'm going to go across here. And we're on this side, well, if it's heterozygous, he's got to have one of each. One of each capital and a lowercase. So he gets a small. Whoops. Hold on. That messed up. So he gets a, well, I'm going to do it this way. Hold on. I apologize. So he gets a large there, and it's going to get a small here for this column. Now, what does it say that Sponge Susie is? Sponge Susie is round. Okay, so if you went back up to question number 2, what would be round? Well, round would be 2 little s's, right? Because it's a homozygous. So we're going to put one here, and that one's going to be a little s, and we're going to put one here, and that one's going to be another little s. Okay, so we've got the parents. So what's the parent here? The parent on this side is going to be the dad, right? SpongeBob. So I'm going to make a little thing here, and I'm going to write SpongeBob. Okay, and then on this side right here, we're going to put a little thing here, and this is for Sponge Susie. Oops, Sponge Susie. And I need to hold on. I'm just going to write Susie. S-U, oh, if I could spell right today, there we go, Sponge Susie. Okay, so then, well, let's work this problem. So you're going to pull all the capital S's down here. So you know this box has to have a capital S. this box has to have a capital S because you're just pulling it down. So let's do this one, and you're going to have a capital S. And, well, you've got to take this and pull these little s's across this way. So then it would be a little s. Okay, go down to the next one. You'd have a capital S and a little s. Remember, you're taking one from the father and one from the mother to get this offspring. One from the father, one from the mother to get this offspring. And I don't know why that just did a capital, but it's supposed to be lowercase. Sorry about that. Now, what is this offspring going to have? This offspring is a little s. So let's put that on there, a little s, and from the father, and a little s from the mother. Remember, we are predicting. That doesn't mean these are always going to be that way, but this is our prediction. Go down here, so you're going to take your one little s from dad. I'll get it. And one little s from mom. Okay. So, all right. So now you got the Punnett square worked out. So let's go over to A. List the possible genotypes and phenotypes for their children. Okay, here we go. This is going to be a little bit long, but let's do this. Let's start with genotypes. What are their children's? Well, there's two genotypes, right? Because this one here and this one here are the same. So you get a capital S and an S. So you have a heterozygous dominant for square. And then you end up with also two little s's. So you also end up with a recessive round pants. Okay, that's the genotype. So I'm going to put a little thing and write genotype. Now, what did I say for the for this right here? What would that make? You would have a phenotype. Your phenotypes are, you will have a dominant square and recessive round. Those are your phenotypes. Okay, so let's go to the next one. B, what are the chances of a child with a square shape? Okay, well, how many square shapes did you get? This child was square shapes, and this child was a square shape. So how many was that? Well, that was 2, right? And it's out of 4. Well, what is 2 out of 4? Well, it's 50%, right? You do the math. So it's 50%, okay? And then, well, what is the chances of it being round? Well, you have a little s here and a little s here, so that would be another 2 out of 4, which would be another 50%. Okay? So when you do the rest of them, follow this same pattern, and if you have to, watch it over and over again until you get it, okay? Talk to you later. Bye.